Okay, this is a perfect setup for this load. 4-axle truck, 4-axle trailer. So 80,000 pound forklift. My gross is 132.5. And this, my friends, worked very well starting from Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, even Michigan. 8 axles, because they lifted the weight restrictions at the bottom there on I-69. It worked in Ontario with my blanket or annual permit, but this setup does not work for Quebec, because Quebec has a weight restrictions which they call DRATCHEV or thaw in effect until May 5th. And the customer is not willing to wait that long, and I cannot afford to have this sitting on my trailer because I only have one trailer. I gotta make money. And so I found a solution in the form of a 2-axle Jeep and a special Quebec friendly trailer. And basically I'm just like, I don't know, 10,000 pounds. And of course this is with a permit. Like one guy wrote a comment saying, hey, why don't you just get a permit for Quebec? You need a permit anyway, but you cannot get it. Like normally after May 4th or 5th, I can go in there with a permit with this setup, no problem. But because now they have a reduced weights, I need more axles. And basically I need a single axle Jeep in here, and I need something on the trailer that basically I need to be able to load another 10,000 on the trailer. Like what I have now is not enough for Quebec only. We're not only talking about Quebec. The problem is, like my gooseneck now, because of this flip box, is enough to squeeze in a single axle Jeep, and that would take care of the weight. But the problem is that with a single axle Jeeps are designed for 3-axle trucks, you know, without the pusher. So as soon as you add a single axle Jeep, of course this thing, the 5th wheel, has to be all the way over there, and so there's no weight on the pusher, and there'll be hardly any weight on the steer. And there's rules about that. You cannot drive like that. So basically, even though you add another axle, but you're not gaining anything, because now other axles will get screwed up, you know, like the pusher and the steer. So basically you need a tandem Jeep. Tandem Jeep, it's probably the way it's set up, like the tandem Jeep looks like the 5th wheel is here and the end of the Jeep is somewhere here. So my gooseneck cannot work. So we need a different trailer, because you need a trailer with a gooseneck. And also you need a trailer because this spacing over here is 60 inches, right? Which is, even that is already pretty good, like for most Canada and US. But the tires are 275 millimeter wide, right? The first number is 275, which is also good. It's not 255. You see this? Like a 35 or 50 ton trailer usually has 255 tires. So this one has 275. But right now for Quebec, what I found is that this trailer, they have a bigger spacings, I think. And also over here, between the flip and the 3rd axle, they have, instead of 60 inches, they have 72. Okay? And that 72 inches allows you to hold extra weight. So basically that's the setup that I need to take this into Quebec. And so I talked to the broker. We agreed on a rate with the crane company. So the crane company is renting me the tandem Jeep and the trailer, and they're offloading this with 2 overhead cranes and putting it on their trailer. And I'm going to Quebec, deliver, come back, and I pay them. And that fee that they quoted me, the freight broker agreed to add to my to my rate confirmation. And the crane company says they're okay with, you know, I don't have to pay them right away. I can pay once I get the money from my factoring company. So it's a win-win. And the crane company asked me to go to the forklift and take some pictures and send them a picture of the placard where it shows how it should be rigged. But I walked around, I couldn't find any placards, so I just called them and told them how it was lifted in Mississippi, where they hooked up, because I remember one guy, like it was two forklifts from one side, so one guy put his forks under here, or actually under the axle. No, but the axle has pivoting points in here. I don't think that's very safe. I think one fork he put under there with the timber. Oh, and maybe under here. Yeah, because that's solid. Under this part and under that part. And the second forklift had a chain, like a chain setup that was connected to these, because you see there's nothing over here, over these D-rings, like the space is open, and that's how they lifted this. And because that's where the axle goes, right, so they removed the front axle, because this is the front, I think. Yeah, this is the front, so there's no axle in here, right? And that's why they had to move it like this. So anyway, I just talked to the crane company, and now it's Monday, and I said I just woke up, you know, I spent the night at the hotel. I said I'm gonna go and grab some coffee, and then if you want, I sent him pictures. I said if you want me to do any measurements, I can, but I said this is how they loaded this. And he said, okay, go grab coffee and then you can come over here. I said, wait, with the load, with the truck? He says, yeah. Cool. So we might be moving today, but the thing is, I gotta, once I have that trailer, because it's different, I'll have to order a permit for Ontario, because my annual does not cover me after see, I got it, just I don't like using it for some reason. So my annual permit only covers me up to 63,500 kgs gross. So if I'm within that, then I just need a little amendment to my annual permit because of the length, because this rig, because of the 10 of the Jeep, will be over 82 feet, and that's what my annual permit allows, right? So, and that just you fax in a form. I already have that form on my computer. You fax that form, and once they receive it, it's pretty much, you know, approved right away, because I already have the annual permit. So this is just kind of like a one-time amendment for Ontario. And for Quebec, they told me I would need, of course, a permit, but also I would need an escort. And so I'm going to cover the Ontario permit and the Quebec permit and escort out of my own pocket. But like I said, the broker is covering this, gives me extra money for the Jeep and trailer rental. Okay, let's go. So grab some coffee and then start driving towards the crane yard. And this is what you need for Quebec, boys and girls. So my trailer is gone. Now I have a tandem humongous Jeep, and I have this rental trailer, and we offloaded the machine. And again, I used a bunch of chains. And I see what's why you need this kind of trailer. Like over here it's the same, pretty much like my trailer, but the rear axle is 72 inches. Or maybe even these are 72, I don't know. But anyway, so it's bigger spacings. But the same setup, 3 axles plus 1, except over here you see, like, it's a very old type of trailer. Nobody's using these anymore, like, you know, I don't think. But you have to shim everything over here. And this is a Sheltima trailer, and on these trailers, that's how you adjust your ride height. You know, when you raise the trailer with a Honda motor over there, this gets released, and then you can see like these ones. This is bigger one, smaller one, right? So you can play with that, but that's your only ride height control. Like I don't know. And you have to flip this. When you flip this big pin goes in, but of course when you have a space in here, when you have a space, once you raise the trailer, you flip that switch, this pin goes in, and then you can take these out and, you know, even play with the heights. Once you have what you need, then you push that switch this way, and this thing comes out, and you lower the trailer, and basically that's what it rides on these. But it's a massive, I don't know, 75 ton, 60 ton. It's a very massive trailer. Oh, and also it's wide. It's 10 feet wide, you know. But so this was whole day. I spent here whole day, just basically dropping my trailer, hooking up to first to the trailer, then dropping the trailer, then hooking up to the Jeep, coming with the Jeep, hooking up to this, and the guys were helping me because it's very difficult to do it, you know, by yourself. But all this stuff has their own Honda motors. Oh, and even the flip, they were flipping this thing over here. Like this is massive, the same kind of flip box design I have, except this one is probably like, I don't know, 4 feet, 5 feet, and it has its own hydraulic system. And the same motor that powers the gooseneck is hooked up with that cylinder over here. So basically you use this, like these controls are for the trailer gooseneck, right, up, down, and this is your support, kind of like a my trailer. But this one operates this, you know, up, down, and so this thing can go like this. Yeah, check this out. Yeah, you see, 65 ton quad axle, 2012. That's what it is, Sheltima.